Good afternoon, everybody. It's 1:30 almost, and it's the last week before Christmas, so I hope you're ready. We're just going to wait for a few people to join in, and then we're going to kickstart on kickstarting your LinkedIn in 2020. So there is a chat feature here, so please do comment in the chat if you're here and alive. And we'll get started in a few minutes. This is going to be on replay, so people can watch it again if you need to dart away. And whilst you're here watching this on YouTube, if you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. And then every time we share a new video, you get to see it first. So click the subscribe button. We're just waiting for a couple more people to join, and then we'll get into it. In the chat, Richard. Hi, Richard. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're going to go through some real simple stuff that you can do that will get you results on LinkedIn. So put your say hello in the chat button, and then we'll get started in a second. It's pretty miserable here today, but I suppose it is December. Maybe that's just because it's, everybody's in Christmas zone, so they want to check out. But yes, so comment. Hello, everybody. Yes, I can see your comments. As we go through this, there's a short delay on the feed, so do put your comments, and I will try and answer your questions as we go. So we're going to kickstart this now, and as people join in, if people show up late, then that's their fault. So LinkedIn, the most powerful business-to-business tool on the planet. You can get in front of 630 million people, and there are something like 65 million decision makers. Now, if you've been on LinkedIn for any length of time, you will know that some people just try and connect and hit people up, and it really doesn't work. You may get one result in 500 or one result in 1,000, but what you really, really want is stuff happening and leads being generated day in, day out, without being pushy. Now, we do this as part of our training course, but I'm going to give you some free stuff this afternoon in about 20-30 minutes with some Q&A and show you some things to do. If you want to know more, we have a download you can download for free, which will help you with some more details, but we'll also show you some stuff. You can go on our digital course as well. But this is the free stuff. So if you're all with me, let's get cracking on this. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that you really need to do, and then some strategies that you can do to start to attract and get interest from your ideal customers. So number one, I'm sure you've posted on LinkedIn and you've posted stuff and think, this is fantastic, this is a great post. And then when you put it out, it falls flat on its face. You're not alone. This has happened to a lot of people. And there is a formula for how to put posts together. I share this freely in our book, and I'll go into more detail. But essentially, what you need to be doing is creating two types of posts. The first post, or the first post type, is what you'd class as an engagement post. This is a post that's designed to draw a crowd, let people see you're here, you exist, you're a reasonable person, you're a nice person, and engage people, likes and comments and conversations. The second type of post you should be doing is a pure business post. This is who I am, this is what I do, and this is the value I can bring. You need to do both, because if you just start doing sell, there is no reason for people to engage with you, no reason for people to come and visit your profile, and no reason for people to even bother seeing you in their feed or stopping and paying attention. Engagement posts warm you up to the crowd. They get you seen by the crowd that you want to do. So you should mix it up. Now, when you do engagement posts, they should ask questions, they should give information, bite-sized tips and hints, even down to humor. But if you do too many engagement posts, you build a crowd who love your engagement post but won't buy from you. So you have to mix those two up, engagement posts and business posts, and alternate them on a regular basis. So posts are really, really important, and using the right posts to build your profile, build some momentum behind you. Many of you will not be posting enough. Now, some people say, oh, post once a week. No social media channel will encourage you to post once a week. Something like on Twitter, it's you need to keep up with Twitter, you need to post something like once every 18 minutes. On Facebook, it's at least once a day. LinkedIn should be once per day, and try and stick to a regular time frame. Don't be kind of just hitting it up whenever you feel like. One day you do 3 posts and then nothing for 3 days. Consistently, 1 post a day, every single day. Get into the routine. Even if you just share a bit of your story of where you've come from, what you're doing, but do it on a regular basis. So that's number 1. Make sure all of your posts are solid and you're consistently posting engagement, business, engagement, business. If you want more about engagement posts, download the free guide, which is in the description of this video, because that'll really help you figure some of this stuff out. Next thing, articles. When I talk to people in our events, I say to people, how many of you have posted an article? And about a quarter of the room put their hands up. And then I say, did you enjoy your 5 views? And then the room starts laughing, because most people get hardly anybody seeing their articles. And I'm going to give you a revelation. The reason some people aren't seeing your articles is because they're boring. Sorry to offend you, but they are. You write these big long pieces, you spend hours over them, really showing what you can offer, and nobody sees them because they don't attract anybody. So you really need to write articles that address the pain points of your ideal customers. So think about it like this. If you're writing an article for accountants, if I reference the word accountants in the heading, are more accountants likely to read it? Yes. If I then write the article about a key pain point or frustration of an accountant and tie that back to the benefits and solutions of my service or product, will it get more views? Absolutely. So when you're thinking about your LinkedIn account, when you're thinking about your content, articles, posts, whichever you're choosing to do, it's really important that you use content that's hyper relevant. So if you're writing an article for an accountant, make sure you talk about it from an accountant's perspective. Don't write a generic article. Don't write a generic post. Really drill down into key things that are relevant to your customer. Now, if you're doing a one-off purchase to a purchasing manager, they're not going to be that interested in everything to do with your industry on a daily basis. So if your key decision maker is purchasing managers, make sure you create content that's relevant to the purchasing managers so that they engage with you and interact with you on a regular basis, even when it's not their time to buy. Keep people in your bubble of your content and your LinkedIn world for the right time and opportunity. So, coming to this whole concept of pain points, if you're not familiar with how pain points work, they are the reasons and motivations why customers take action. In my courses in public, I talk about the dentist and toothache, and we're prepared to live with a lot of pain. Business decision makers are prepared to accept a bit of pain, and at some point it becomes intolerable that they start to look for a solution. You have to talk into the pain points of your customers. Find out what they are. Do a bit of research. Ask people, what are the key issues and frustrations with their X or Y current situation? Because when you know those things, and usually most products or services solve 4 or 5 pain points, you can start to create really meaningful content that will make a difference. And if you're posting it consistently, it will really make a difference. So do some work in finding those out, maybe over Christmas, and then you're ready to roll in January with the pain points and the posting that's relevant to the audience. Finally, and then I'm going to go and kind of give you a checklist. Make sure your whole LinkedIn account is optimized for you to do business. If it's not, you will either look like a fake account or you will look like you're not taking it seriously. So for an example, if you're seeing my screen at the moment, just comment if you can see my screen and let me know you can see the screen. You're looking at my profile here, and here I've got my headline optimized. I've got my profile picture clear. I've got a header. I am really optimizing it that people come to me and see what I can offer, and then they can make a judgment about what I'm trying to do. So many people have shocking profiles, profile pictures hidden, incomplete information, all sorts of rubbish stuff, even down to they've got no company page linked. Really make sure that you sort that out. So if you start posting consistently, like every day, what will happen is you will find that more and more people will start to visit your profile. In fact, your profile views will rocket from posting consistently. So you really need to sort your profile out and make sure, think of your profile page as your landing page. What are you saying here that's making a difference to your customers? What are you saying here that will make a difference to your customers? What's going on in your activity that's making a difference to your customers? What value, what pain points are you talking about? Because let me give you a scenario. If I build a base of connections on my profile, and we'll use the accountants for an example. If I'm connecting with accountants and people who work in accountancy practices and growing my connections within accountancy practices, and then I start to consistently talk about in my business post the challenges and frustrations of running an accountancy practice and the solutions we can bring, do you think I would get more business from doing that? Hands down, absolutely, you will. And in my course and the training we deliver as a company, we're seeing people come to us and say, just by posting, this is what's happening. So really do get into this and be consistent and make sure your profile is a landing page. Right, I'm going to give you a checklist, and then if you want to start putting your questions in the chat box, I'll start to answer it. So, number 1, post daily. Number 2, split your posts between engagement posts and business posts. Number 3, map the pain points of your customers and make your content fit to the pain points of your customers. Number 4, get your profile sorted. Make it your landing page to the world. Number 5, mix up your content. Don't do the same types of content all the time. So as an example, if you use images, mix it up to you put some video in there. If you use video, mix it up and put some PDFs in there. Use a variety of content. Don't just use one type of content. Finally, make sure your company page is in order because people will want to vet you. And one of the ways they will vet you is they will come back to your company profile and see whether you look the part. Have you posted on your company page? Have you done anything recently on your company page? Does it look complete? These are all validators that people are checking you out to see if you're credible and trustworthy. Nobody will buy from you just by you hitting them up as a message. Yes, write articles. Let me get to number 6. Write articles. I get carried away. Sorry. Number 6, write articles about the pain points of your customers and how your product or service can solve those pain points. And then share it on LinkedIn as you would with an article. Get the article distributed. Send it to a few connections in messages. Put it in some groups. Don't just leave it sat there on your profile. Get it seen. Grow your connections with the right people, publish the content and share it with them. Number 7, I have to remember these. I've got notes here, by the way. Number 7, make sure you're producing content that gets people to take action. So for an example, and I don't know whether I can show you this here, but I'll try. on some of my content I produce, I will put links to say download something. Free value is really, really important in getting people into your world of prospecting and interest. So make sure you've got some downloads that will help your customers and give a little bit more value than perhaps a post, but shows that you know what you're talking about and you can deliver value. It also gives you a way to signal people's intent, and they can you can follow up by email or offline or by message. So for an example, you might do a post that shows people ways that they can save money on X, Y, or Z, or you might do one that will show them how to alleviate this, that, or the other. They don't have to be really big, huge documents. Just give people a little bit of advice that will get them to the next step. You're not trying to create a solution that solves all their problems with these free downloads. You're just trying to help people take one more step. So start creating one more step content. And it could be things like this. I've created an event. I've shared the event with you. You've come. I give something away free. I've got an attendee list I can see, so I can follow up and say, did you manage to make it? Here's a replay link. If you need any advice, here's our free download, blah, 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 blah. So make sure you're creating call to action pieces that you're sharing that help people move one more step, but also help you identify the people who are actually a bit more interested than just the people passing by. So they're my steps, which were 7. My biggest challenge is I just go for it, and I think and people go, slow down. Any questions that you want to ask in these next few minutes we've got left? I said I would keep it short and sweet so you could get back to the rest of your day. But if there's anything you want to ask right now, I will answer any single question you have about LinkedIn and how to make it work right now. I don't care what it is, I will answer it now. So get writing in the questions. But really, really important, if you don't want to be pushy on LinkedIn, you must be posting on LinkedIn. So if you don't want to be pushy, you have to post. And I can tell you, I could give you a list of people, tons of people that have just generated revenue just from posting. But it is about that strategy of using alternating content, engagement and business. Any questions? Put them in the comments and I will answer them now. Just one of the things whilst you're thinking about questions. If you're struggling to know what to post, and I've shared this before, but I'll share it with you now. If you go to your company page, this will give you some suggestions of what you can share. So if you go into the content suggestions, I'll just wait for the feed to catch up. Yeah, the feed's got to, so you click the content suggestions, and then you can search here by industry and location and job function and seniority to find the key content that will help you share with your audience. So I've done a million size audience of all LinkedIn members in the marketing and advertising industry, and these are some of the key pieces of content that are getting engagement. So you can start to think about, what stuff do I need to be sharing to get engagement? Richard, how many people should you be connected to? If it's about business development, as many people as possible. And do not write off people who are not directly connected. Many people say, I only just connect with the people that I want to connect with. It's not a great strategy to just connect with the people you want to connect with, because LinkedIn is about 6 degrees of separation. You know, there are people on who are your first connections, and their connections could be your ideal customers. So don't dismiss people just because they're not your ideal customer. So some key people to connect with. Number 1, connect with people who work for the companies that you'd want to do business with, whether it be a receptionist, a manager, anybody like that. accept connections from those people because they are in the companies. So if they like or comment on your post, guess what? More of the people who they're connected to will see it. Also, look for the people who are connected to your ideal customers. Recruiters, salespeople, they might be connected to some of your ideal customers that will bring them one step closer to you. You'll have more mutuals in common. And then, of course, connect to the people who you really want to do business with. So if it's accountants, it's accountants. If it's coaches, it's coaches. If it's marketing managers, it's marketing managers. But try and find the people who work with the people you want to do business with, the people who are connected to the people you want to do business with, and those people themselves. They're the key people to be connected. Richard, I would accept all, except for there's a really smart way you can tell who are the salespeople who are just out and out salespeople on LinkedIn. When you get the connection request, you get the notification on My Network, and then you look at their profile. Have a look at their connection numbers, their follower numbers, see how high their follower numbers are, and then have a look at their activity. And if they've not posted, you can infer one of two things from that. They're either very active engaging with people, they're watching people, or they're just on there to pitch and sell. Connect and pitch, connect and pitch. And I hate connect and pitch. I don't mind people saying, hey, I'd love to connect. I think there's things in common. But connecting and pitching is wrong. So have a look at the profiles of the people. If their activity shows no posts, they're probably connect and pitchers. I'm going to try and remember all those 7 points and share them before I sign off. So, number 1, post consistently. Number 2, make sure you're alternating your posts, engagement and business. Number 3, make sure you're talking to your ideal clients, which are and the pain points of your ideal clients. Number 4, this is a long day. Number 4, make sure you, I've forgotten what they were. Connect consistently, post consistently, alternate your posts, use the pain points of your customers, share, I can't remember what they were. Watch the replay, you'll remember what they were. It's been a long day for me. 7 points is a lot to remember. I'll give you one final thing that you can add into the list of 7. Point number 8. Make sure you're engaging with the people you want to do business with. So I'm not meaning connecting with people or anything like that. What I'm meaning is go and see what they're doing and encourage their posts, like their posts and comment on their posts. Do something meaningful with them. Because there's so much kind of selling on LinkedIn and people, that kind of stuff. It can make you stand out from the crowd when you're starting to interact with people in a normal, organic way and building relationships. Please explain why it's so necessary to complete the profile in every perspective. It's important you have a complete profile because people validate you based on your profile. So let me give you an example. If you get a connection request, the most likely thing you will do before you accept that connection request is check the person's profile. So you will look to that profile to vet that profile to decide whether you should accept them. And I'll give you another scenario, and you've probably all seen this. Let's say you sent a connection request to somebody. They view your profile but don't accept. What does that mean? It means they've looked at your profile and decided they don't want to connect. So people look at your profile to validate you as whether you should be part of their network. Every time you post, everything you do will generate profile views. And that's how people make a judgment call about you. Does that answer your question? What I'll do is when we put this up as the replay, I'll put the 7 points into the description, so you can go back and watch it and go through the description. Make sure you get those 7 points done. Make sure you work at it. But there is no magic or silver bullet. It's just about working it through. And I can tell you, I can tell you a story about, I got a WhatsApp from somebody who'd been on one of our training courses after 2 weeks. They said they'd closed a £28,000 project with somebody that they'd been connected with forever. They attributed the success of that to they'd started posting on LinkedIn and they'd seen them and realized that they could solve their problem. So don't underestimate posting. It's a very powerful way to get business. So I'm going to wrap up. If we're not connected, please go ahead and send me a follow or follow me on LinkedIn. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to do our free download, it's in the description of this video. It's totally free. It's about 45 minutes of tips and hints and things you can do on LinkedIn and read through it over Christmas. But make sure you follow those 7 steps. Get posting consistently. Start to use your pain points. Get your profile in order. Use the engagement business posts. Use your company page to help you decide what content. Make sure you got some downloads. All of those things are really, really important. So thank you for watching. Rewatch this again. Please share it. All that kind of stuff. And we'll have an awesome Christmas.